Hi, first graders. All right, so this week we're going to read a really super fun book. I really like this book a lot. It is called What Do You Do with a Tail Like This? It's so much fun and you'll see why, okay? So we're going to break this book up across probably 3 days and then you'll get to see different parts of it. Okay, but while we're reading this book, I really want you to pay attention to the way that it's organized or the way that it was written. You're going to see a different type of writing in this book, and I think you'll really like it. And then we're going to talk about it, and you'll do a seesaw activity to go along with it. Okay, so for right now, just sit back, relax, and just listen. We're going to read part of it. Okay, so like I said, it's called What Do You Do with a Tail Like This? This book was written by Steve Jenkins and Robin Page. What do you do with a tail like this? Oh, let's stop here. Does anyone remember what this was called? Who remembers? If you said table of contents, you are correct, right? Do you remember table of contents when we talked about nonfiction books? The table of contents helps us to organize our story, right? So if we see this, is this a nonfiction or a fiction book? If you said nonfiction, you're right. Everything we read about in this book is true. It is a fact. So I want you to pay attention because remember, we always learn new things from nonfiction books. So let's see what we learn new from this one. Animals use their noses, ears, tails, eyes, mouths, and feet in very different ways. See if you can guess which animal each part belongs to and how it is used. At the back of the book, you can find out more about these animals. What do you do with a nose like this? If you're a platypus, you use your nose to dig in the mud. If you're a hyena, you find your next meal with your nose. If you're an elephant, you use your nose to give yourself a bath. If you're a mole, you use your nose to find your way underground. If you're an alligator, you breathe through your nose while hiding in the water. What do you do with ears like these? If you're a jackrabbit, you use your ears to keep cool. If you're a bat, you see with your ears. If you're a hippopotamus, you close your ears when you're underwater. If you're a cricket, you hear with ears that are on your knees. If you're a humpback whale, you hear sounds hundreds of miles away. So we're going to stop there. Isn't this book so much fun? I love it, and I hope that you love it too. Okay, so like I said before we started reading, I wanted you to pay close attention to the way that this book was written. Did you notice how the book was written? It would ask us a question, right? So the question on this one was, what do you do with a nose like this? It asked us a question, and then it went ahead and it answered the question with different animals. Right? So we did nose and we did ears. Both of them asked a question and then answered that question on the next page, right? So that's what you're all going to be practicing doing this week. Okay? So today, all we're going to work on is we're going to work on answering a question. And when we answer a question, we have to make sure that we use words from the question to answer it, right? So for example, the book asked us, what do you do with a nose like this? And then it answered it, and it said, if you're a platypus, you use your nose to dig in the mud, right? So do you see how it used the question? It used the nose part of the question to answer, and then it explained how the platypus uses its nose. It did that for all of those animals, right? So your job now is you're going to go to Seesaw, and there is a question on there for you, and you're going to answer it, making sure that you answer it while using some of the question words. And I know this is kind of confusing. There's an example on Seesaw for you. I don't want you to copy that example in your writing journal. I want you to think of your own answer, but it's there to help you to understand how we use words from the question to answer it. Okay, so go ahead and do that, and then I will see you again tomorrow, and we'll keep reading this super fun book. Okay, bye, first grade.